Stop. Before you trust that person, before you let them into your life, before you make them your friend, your partner, or your business associate, ask yourself this one question. Have you seen them when they thought no one was watching? Because what I'm about to share with you will expose anyone's true character in minutes. And trust me, once you see this, you can never unsee it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because today we're diving into something that's going to completely change how you see people. You know that gut feeling when something feels off about someone but you can't quite figure out what it is? Or when someone seems absolutely perfect on the surface but months later you realize they were just wearing a mask the whole time? Yeah, I've been there too. And honestly, I've been burned by it more times than I'd like to admit. But here's what I discovered after years of watching people, making mistakes and learning the hard way. There are just two things. Two incredibly simple tells that reveal exactly who someone is at their core. You don't need a psychology degree. You don't need to analyze their childhood or read their astrology chart. Just two things. And once you know what to look for, spotting fake people becomes so easy it's almost like a superpower. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let me show you exactly what to watch for. Trust me, this is going to save you so much heartache and drama in your life. All right, let's talk about the first thing you absolutely need to pay attention to: how someone treats people from whom they have nothing to gain. I'm talking about waiters, baristas, delivery drivers, janitors, customer service reps, or just random strangers on the street. These are the interactions where there's no benefit for them, no impression to make, no doors that person can open for them. And this is exactly where the mask slips. Let me tell you about this one time that completely opened my eyes. I went out to dinner with someone I'd just met. Everything was going amazing. They were charming, funny, telling great stories, and I'm sitting there thinking, wow, this person is fantastic. I really want to get to know them better. Then our food arrived and my order was slightly wrong. Nothing major, just a small mix-up. And what happened next, I swear, it was like watching someone's entire personality transform right in front of me. They snapped at the waiter, not just a polite correction, but with this level of condescension and entitlement that honestly made my stomach turn. The waiter was this young guy who looked completely overwhelmed, apologizing over and over, and this person just kept going. The whole vibe of the evening died right there. All that charm just evaporated, and all I could see was this ugliness bubbling to the surface, directed at someone who was just trying to do their job. That moment taught me everything I needed to know. Because here's the thing, it's super easy to be nice to your boss, right? It's easy to be charming with potential clients or people who can help your career. There's an obvious incentive there. But genuine kindness, real empathy, authentic respect, those only show up when there's no payoff. When there's no audience watching, when no one important is there to see it. Think about the people you truly admire in your life. I bet they're the ones who treat everyone with dignity, no matter what their job is or what they can offer. They smile at the grocery store cashier. They say please and thank you and actually mean it. They don't put others down to make themselves feel bigger. That's not just good manners. That's character. That's a deep respect for human beings that comes from their core. I've even heard stories, and honestly, I've done this myself, where people will actually test new dates or potential business partners exactly this way. They'll watch how they interact with staff at a restaurant. They'll see how they handle a small inconvenience. And you know what? It's brilliant, because it tells you so much more than any resume or carefully crafted Instagram profile ever could. So next time you're with someone new, or even just observing people you already know, pay close attention to these moments. How do they speak to the person making their coffee? What's their tone with the parking attendant? Do they even acknowledge the office cleaner? These aren't small, insignificant moments. These are huge revelations about who someone really is. Because how someone treats people who can do nothing for them, that's the purest reflection of their heart. It's their default setting. It's who they are when they think it doesn't matter. But oh, it matters so much. It matters more than almost anything else. Now let's talk about the second thing you need to watch for. And this one is just as important. How someone handles adversity and disappointment. Because life isn't smooth sailing, right? It's full of ups and downs, wins and losses, successes and failures. And when everything is going great, anyone can be a good person. The sun is shining, everything is perfect, everyone is happy. But what happens when the storm hits? What happens when a dream falls apart? When a project fails, when they lose their job or a relationship ends? That's when you really see who someone is. Do they turn bitter and angry? Do they blame everyone else and play the victim card, refusing to take any responsibility? Or do they face the setback with maturity, resilience, and actually own up to their part in it? I had two friends who went through almost identical situations, and their reactions couldn't have been more different. The first friend, his business venture failed, and instead of dealing with it like an adult, he completely spiraled. He lashed out at his business partners. He complained nonstop about how unfair the world is. He blamed the economy, the market, the competition, literally everyone and everything except himself. Being around him became exhausting. Every single conversation was just complaints and negativity. He completely lost sight of the fact that he still had a home, a loving family, and his health. His reaction to pressure revealed this deep victim mentality that had probably always been there. Then there's my other friend. She went through something similar. A project she poured her heart and soul into just didn't work out. And yeah, she was hurt. She was disappointed. Of course she was. But her reaction was completely different. She took a couple days to feel the sadness and process it. Then she immediately got to work. She started analyzing what went wrong. She took full ownership of her mistakes. She learned the lessons she needed to learn. And then she started brainstorming new ideas. She was resilient. She understood that one setback doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you have more to learn. She didn't let one negative outcome define who she was. That's the difference right there. When you watch how someone handles failure, you're not just seeing their emotions in that moment. You're seeing their internal compass. Do they have the strength to push through challenges? Do they have the humility to admit when they're wrong? Do they have the mental toughness to find a way forward instead of getting stuck in blame and self-pity? This is so crucial for your own well-being. Think about it. If you're in a partnership with someone, whether it's romantic or business, and they completely fall apart at the first sign of trouble and start blaming you or everyone else, what kind of foundation is that for a long-term connection? You need people in your life who can weather storms with you, not people who blame you for the rain. So don't just notice how people celebrate their wins. Watch how they handle their losses. Listen to the language they use when things go wrong. Do they say, "I should have done this differently"? Or do they say it's all their fault, it's all his fault, it's all the world's fault? Do they get back up? Or do they stay down feeling sorry for themselves? That one choice in a moment of crisis tells you everything you need to know about their core character. Here's why these two things are so powerful together. They both reveal authenticity, but from different angles. One shows you what someone is like when the stakes are low and the pressure is off. The other shows you what they're like when the stakes are high and they're under serious pressure. One tests their baseline kindness and humility. The other tests their resilience and accountability. Together, they create a complete picture of who someone really is. If you find someone who treats the waiter with respect and handles setbacks with grace, you've found a person of real character. Hold on to them. And if you find someone who's rude to the delivery driver and falls apart at the first sign of trouble, well, you've also discovered their true character. It might not be the character you want in your life, but at least now you know. And that knowledge is incredibly valuable. By paying attention to these two things, you're not being judgmental. You're being smart. You're building this shield of awareness that helps you attract and keep the right people in your life. People who are grounded in integrity. People who will be there for you not just when it's easy and convenient, but when things get hard. You deserve to build a life surrounded by people who genuinely lift you up, who are consistently good, and who can handle life's bumps with maturity and grace. So here's what I want you to do. Next time you're out with someone or even just thinking about your current friendships and relationships, pay attention to these two things. Watch with curiosity, not judgment. Have you noticed these patterns before? Do you have a story about seeing someone's true character revealed? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below.